Hi everyone, this is Carolyn Speaks the State of Our World on Friday, Jan. Sorry, this this is Carolyn Speaks State of the World on Thursday, January 12th, 2023. What is it? Good, better, and different, all three. What are some of the things happening out there? Okay. Famine is coming. NGO leader Jan Egeland in Kabul, Afghanistan, defends Taliban lift ban on women aid workers. Hopefully they'll comply. Also, night raids. Victims of CIA-backed Afghan death squads, known as Zero Units, demand accountability. I totally agree with that. Okay. All right. Now, also, that's um, as historic storms and flooding kill 19 in California, why is the media ignoring the role of climate change? I don't know. That's a good question. Yeah, in California, at least 19 people have died as storms continue to batter the region, leading to widespread flooding, mudslides, and power outages. The National Weather Service says large portions of Central California have received over half their annual normal precipitation in just the past 2 weeks, and more rain is coming. Okay, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration says 34 million of Californians are under a flood watch, despite the devastating impact. Few media outlets have drawn a connection between the historic weather and human-induced climate change. For more on the climate uh, change emergency, Daniel Swain, a climate activist scientist at UCLA, joins Amy Goodman. Okay, so why is the media? Uh, okay, so why is the media ignoring the role of climate change? Well, the media have people who listen or watch, and the media is also owned by like stockholders. And if the owners are supporters of uh, fossil fuels, they don't want to invest in reports on the damages of fossil fuels. No, they want, don't blame fossil fuel, don't blame climate change, keep people in the dark, people are stupid. Okay, also, Russia appoints a new military commander in Ukraine as battleground toll mounts. Okay, so they have a new military commander, and I don't know what happened to the other one. Uh, okay, so we'll see what happens there. Uh, we will see. Okay, now protesters demand closure of Grant of Guantanamo prison on the 21st anniversary. This is a prison they opened after the attack on the U.S. In 2001, September 11th. Okay, now also we need negotiations, not more war. Code Pink disrupts defense policy talk. Good for them. Okay, defense policy talk at the Brookings Institution. Good. Okay, we need uh negotiations, not more war. I totally agree with Code Pink. Alabama's Attorney General warns people taking abortion pills could be prosecuted. Okay. Alabama Attorney General, how are you going to know? You're going to spy on people to find out what they're buying and what stores they go to? And drugstores, do they keep a client list? Okay. They criminally prosecute these women if they take medication to terminate pregnancy. Okay, the Food and Drug Administration announced retail and mail order pharmacies can now sell the abortion abortion pill, mifepristone, directly to patients. The prescription medication abortions account for more than half of all U.S. abortions. So, you're going to track what people do and buy? That's terrible. You're going to force the drugstore and the post office to say what people are ordering and what is being delivered? That's crazy. GOP Congress members passed anti-abortion measures days after taking control of the House. That's not surprising, but it's not going to pass the Senate. Okay. So, I think the Senate is not going to allow the House to do that. Thank goodness. Okay. I don't know. Republicans are so interested in what women do with their bodies, but they're not willing to pay for health care for them. Okay. GOP Congress members are terrible. They won't be there long. Dozens of New York Republicans call for Representative George Santos to resign. His resume is all lies. His constituents know he's a fraud, but they didn't know they were getting duped when they voted for him. Okay. GOP Speaker McCarthy defends George Santos. Sanctions prominent Democrats. Wow. Okay, McCarthy, you're not going to have that job very long. You're not going to take any action against Santos, who's a fraud, and he's going to sanction prominent members of the Democratic Party, such as Adam Schiff, Eric Swalwell, and Ilhan Omar. They'd be barred from serving on House committees. Okay, he's a real fraud, he's a real idiot. Okay, Illinois bans assault weapons. Supreme Court allows New York gun limits to remain for now. Good. Thank you, Illinois. Thank you, New York. Okay, also, Kabul blast near foreign ministry kills at least 5 people. It seems like the Islamic State have taken responsibility. I don't know why they have these violent groups that just create mayhem, death, and suffering. Why can't they get a control of them? Alright, now, Israeli forces kill Palestinian man standing on his own roof. That is very sad. He's standing on his own roof. Israeli forces shot and killed a Palestinian man as he was standing on the roof of his own home in occupied East Jerusalem. The killing came during a raid on the Walindria refugee camp. Samir Aslan was 41 years old and the father of 8. He was the third Palestinian to be killed by Israeli forces in under 24 hours, following the deaths of 21-year-old Ahmed Abu Shaneed and 19-year-old Sanad Mohammed Samatra in the occupied West Bank. Israel has killed at least 7 Palestinians since the start of the year, including 3 children. And yet we keep paying Israel to do whatever they want. Okay. We have to cut the aid to Israel. The aid should not be given freely. There have to be strings attached. Okay. Peru protest death toll reaches 48 after ouster of President Castillo. Oh, that's terrible. 3 Mexican journalists kidnapped in Guerrero State. That's terrible. And what's going to happen to them? So, I don't know. Mexico is not a good place to be a journalist. Okay. United Arab Emirates appoints CEO of oil giant to preside over UN climate summit. That's great. Okay. United Emirates has named the CEO of one of the world's biggest oil companies to preside over the COP28 United Nations Climate Summit when it convenes later this year. Sultan Ahmed Al Jaber heads the Abu Dhabi National Oil Company. Responding to his appointment, the anti-poverty charity Action Aid said this appointment goes beyond putting the fox in charge of the hen house. The UN Climate Summit is supposed to be a space where the world holds polluters to account, but increasingly it's being hijacked by those with opposing interests. Okay. Now, the UAE doesn't need our money, but we shouldn't be in league with them. Okay. Biden aides find second batch of classified documents from vice presidency, and he turned them over right away. Buffalo Bills, Damar Hamlin, discharged from the hospital 9 days after mid-game cardiac arrest. 7,000 New York nurses end strike after hospitals agreed to increase staffing. Good. And UN condemns Iranian executions as families of death row prisoners plead for loved ones' lives. Have to do something about Iran. Ukraine and Russia battle for control of eastern towns. 14 million displaced since the start of the war. That is terrible. We have to hold Russia accountable for what they do, and we're not holding them accountable. All right. Now, so that's some of the stuff that's happening in the world. Okay, thank you for tuning in. How about a little music? There's a new world somewhere they call the Promised Land, and I'll be there someday if you will hold my hand. I just need your love beside me, no matter what I do, for I know I'll never find another you. It's a long, long journey, so stay by my side. When I walk through the storm, you'll be my guide. If they gave me a fortune, my treasure would be small. I would lose it all tomorrow and never mind at all. But if I should lose your love, dear, I don't know what I'd do, for I know I'll never find another you. Okay, Another You is written by Tom Springfield of the Springfield Folk Group, which includes Mr. Dusty, who went on to become an international singing star. It is recorded by Dusty and also the Seekers. Okay, thank you for tuning in today, Thursday, January 12th, 2023, for another meeting of Carolyn Speaks to the World. I hope you join us again tomorrow. Stay safe, wear a mask, practice social distancing, and the vaccine is available and safe for you. I would take it, had mine, now looking around for a booster. And remember, kindness goes a long way. Kindness goes a very long way. Thank you. Good night. Stay safe.